Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Instacar HK. Today we're doing something really different because we're reviewing a prototype car. A car that's not even in production yet, and that is this Biomega, a Hong Kong-made electric vehicle. Now the Biomega was by Hong Kong company Electric Vehicles Enterprise, which put this car on the road. The design originally was from a Danish company called Biomega, which was acquired by Electric Vehicles Enterprise in 2013. And since then, Electric Vehicles Enterprise have been doing all the work to put the car together to make it into a reality with the collaboration of Polytechnic University, because this car was actually built in Polytechnic University's industrial center. All the design and parts, all the engineering is by the Hong Kong design house called Yamei Company, and the parts were made in the Greater Bay Area. So this is legitimately a 100% Hong Kong-made car. Now, the idea of the Biomega is to be a modern, compact city car, a small, efficient car, giving a nod to historical legends such as the Fiat 500 or the Citroën 2CV. And the design is also supposed to be fashionable. You know, it's not just about being efficient or small, it has to be fashionable. That's why you have this Scandinavian design and paintwork done by Blackbird, actually. It's meant to be affordable, efficient, but most importantly, it should have good technical foundation. It's supposed to be a car of tomorrow. Time to go for a drive. This is all so new to me. I mean, trying out, I think this is our first EV in our channel, and what a first EV to have, right? It's much more interesting than, you know, the latest Tesla or whatever, you know, a prototype of a fully Hong Kong-made EV. Just in this first impression, this interior is very modern and stylish. I really like this blue accent cloth-like material for the seats and all over the car. And one thing I like about this car is it doesn't try, you know, hard to, you know, look extra futuristic. I mean, it does look futuristic with your silver dash and whatnot, but a lot of things I'm looking at now still actually goes back to traditional combustion cars in terms of controls, right? So the gearbox here from P, reverse, and D is like your traditional automatic car. The dashboard, yes, they have the obligatory, you know, touch screen kind of LED screen, but the Beetle that I look at goes back to the, you know, sort of traditional cars, which, as followers of this channel know, we obviously like. Also, here today we have with us Urs, who's the designer for this car. He's from Yamei Design. Hello, Justin. Let's get going first, and then, wow, and then we're off. Everything feels normal. The steering, the gas pedal. Now, so Urs, please, from the designer himself, tell me about this car, its origins, what its goals are, and most importantly, your involvement in the car.
The origin is a vision of a Hong Kong company, a man who thought that the world doesn't only need the cars that we have, but maybe something which goes back to the minimalistic, simple vehicles of the very past, namely the Volkswagen Beetle, the Mini, the Fiat 500, and the 2CV, as examples where you had fully functional, actually quite nice looking vehicles that were simple, didn't pretend to be more what they were, but what they were, they did very well. Yeah. We have moved away from that a little bit in the last 50, 70 years. And his idea was to give back a vehicle which is more in that sense, that it doesn't pretend to be more than what it is. It does what it does very nicely. It's a stylish, simplistic, simple, minimalistic vehicle. And as he likes the Nordic style, quite a lot, the Scandinavian influence. He asked the Danish design team to come up with a concept, which they have provided. And then we, as a company, got the task to actually build a running vehicle based on these 3D ideas.
Right. No, I think you can definitely feel it. I mean, it's really compact. Tell us about the design that you were involved in, Urs, and what sort of challenges you faced.
When we got the project, it was essentially an external and an internal skin. We didn't have anything in between or anything relating to a real vehicle. So the first task was to actually design a structure.
Okay. So the chassis.
A chassis,
Wow.
plus we had to come up with all the opening designs so that the doors actually open the way they should. The hatch opens, the bonnet opens. Small things like the filler caps, filler flaps open. And once you have designed these openings with window stropping and integrating the door handles and locks and hinges and seal lines, then you can start designing the major parts of the body, which then obviously links to the structure that's inside. And by the time you have the essential shell on the outside, monocoque shell, then you can start filling it in with most of the interior, generally starting with the dashboard.
Let's talk about the engine. I understand you said before the motor unit is from Mitsubishi. The battery is 16 kilowatts, while the motor is 49 kilowatts. So, you know, not the most powerful car. It's 0 to 60, I think 17 seconds, but that's not the point of this car. It's supposed to be a compact city car, and we've been driving around from Central now to Saiwan, around heading towards Soho. Feels no different than in a 600 horsepower car, because that is exactly what this car is designed for.
We do have 200 Newton meter of torque. The limitation's more in the top speed.
Yes.
Where about 120 kilometers an hour is what we can do.
Right.
That would already get you in trouble in London.
Yes, absolutely. Our fastest highway is only 110. But no, the torque point is very good, because just driving around these cities, going up, downhill, red light start, you don't feel like the car lacks anything. Like I said, it drives like a very normal car. All right, I think in conclusion, honestly, before getting into this car, I had no idea what to expect. I am neither experienced with electric vehicles or prototype cars. It does already serve its purpose and by being a very good city car, because for viewers who know Hong Kong, we have been right in the middle of the city center driving around, which is normally a rubbish place to drive in, because you're non-stop red lights, stop and go, you're doing 25 kilometers all the time. And this car works perfectly. If you guys enjoyed this pretty different and interesting episode, please give us a like, please subscribe. Please remember to click the bell button next to the subscribe button so you know when our next video will be. Thank you and have a good day. Now, normally this is where I speed off and make a lot of noise, but this being an urban EV, we won't do that. So we'll just sign off very maturely. Goodbye.